Okay, we are going to talk about the less effective current solutions and the most effective current solutions section in the research paper. I have the anchor text up if you would like to pull yours up as well, and I'm going to explain how this anchor text exemplifies what we are looking for in the English 2 research paper, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and read through the sections, and then I'm going to go ahead and break them down. So first we have overview of less effective current solutions. Many of the causes of mass shootings have not gone unnoticed, and several programs have been launched in order to help alleviate future shootings. In a direct attempt to confront at-risk individuals, the Secure Our School program was authorized in 2018 and funded with $100 million annually for the next 10 years, allowing for programs to be developed in local communities. These local programs provide information to officials and law enforcement, removing the guesswork from outsider forces attempting to identify risks. Unfortunately, the continued occurrence of mass shootings demonstrates that relying solely on communication has not been successful. Another direct solution to the problem of mass shootings has been movements to limit the private sales of guns. Private parties, unlike gun stores, do not face the laws that require background checks on all purchasing customers and records of their business. However, gun reform in the United States is often a tense and divisive issue. Although everyone agrees that these shootings must be stopped, the prospect of changing gun laws is fraught with polarized agendas and generally results in legal paralysis. Most effective current solution. An indirect approach to preventing mass shootings presents an opportunity to unite people behind a common cause without raising political tensions. The most effective organization is No Notoriety, a program that is encouraging public speakers in making the conscious choice to not name the perpetrators of mass shootings. Directly addressing the risk of shooter media exposure, No Notoriety aims to cut out much of the perpetrator from the reported crime and place a spotlight on the victims. This organization, founded by Tom and Karen Tevers, who lost their son Alex to a mass shooting in Aurora, Colorado, aims to impact media outlets worldwide. Since its inception in 2012, No Notoriety has influenced media outlets ranging from CNN to People magazine. The power of this organization lies in its mission. By seeking to address the centralization of mass shooters, it directly helps to prevent copycat shootings and glamorization of horrific crimes. Okay, so moving up at the top, it talks actually about a few current solutions that are less effective. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight those. So it says here, secure our school. And it talks about what Secure Our School was and how they're not effective, right? Um, it was funded in 2018. It gave $100 million for programs to be developed, and it was to provide information for officials and law enforcement. Unfortunately, mass shootings are still occurring, and the communication and just relying on communication has not been successful. So we have that. And then as you can see, there's also a source in here as well. And then moving on, private parties, unlike gun stores, do not face background checks. And so gun reform is a solution that is not effective at the moment because the prospect of changing gun laws is fraught with polarized agendas and generally results in legal paralysis. So nothing can be done because there becomes like a stalemate between them. So as we can see, there's another source here, and it explains the solution, but it explains why it's not effective. It's not effective because there becomes a sort of political stalemate with the talk of guns. So, in the mention of these two potential solutions, we do have sources. So, in this one paragraph, we do have two sources, two different sources. You might only have one less effective solution that you can identify, and that is okay. Just make sure that you are giving credit where credit is due. So now that this person has identified the solutions, explained what they could, like they are, and then explained how they're not working, now we move on into the most effective current solution. So, an indirect approach to preventing mass shooting presents an opportunity to unite people behind a common cause without raising political tensions. The most effective organization is No Notoriety, a program that is encouraging public speakers in making the conscious choice to not name the perpetrator of mass shootings. So, most effective is No Notoriety. So I've identified the most effective solution. There's um, a quote here, so it's cited, and it goes into explain how it's effective. That by not releasing the name of the perpetrator, there presents less copycat shootings. And if we remember, that's one of the ripples, right? It becomes a ripple effect. So at the very top, when we're talking about causes and effects, um, there's media was one of the big causes, right? And then typical perpetrator coverage was huge. Most people want to report that, and they often report the perpetrator statements, videos, and manifestos. And then this attention is like a vector, right? Once infected, person is more likely to commit a similar crime. So with no media coverage, then that's less likely to happen. So we're less likely to have those ripple effects. So this is actually helping. It's doing a lot. And No Notoriety has influenced huge media outlets like CNN and People magazine. So this student addressed a most effective organization, explained what the organization seeks out to do, and then how it's worked, right? It's worked because it's reaching huge media outlets and not releasing the perpetrator name. And so we have one source here. We do have two sources here because this student identified two different solutions, less effective solutions, and did state them on in their paragraph. You might find though that you only have one less effective current solution, depending on how many people have tried to find solutions for your problem. If you need help, you should ask your E2 teacher for that. However, this is great. It explains each solution, and then it either explains why it's less effective or why it is effective. So I hope this was informative. If you need any help, please reach out to your English 2 teacher. Thank you.